Hey guys, Horror Man again, back for another review. So, hot off the announcement from NECA about the DC 7-inch figures, I already have one of these in my hand. So, really awesome special announcement. In case you guys haven't heard, NECA is making some new DC figures, and they're already in stores. We're going to have Christopher Reeve's Superman, 1966 Batman, Adam West, and of course the Heath Ledger Joker. Now this is the 7-inch scale. This is not an 18-inch figure review, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm really excited about this. This has probably been one of my ultimate wants for NECA to make. I'm a huge fan of the Heath Ledger Joker, and it's really cool to see this. And not only that, that I actually have it in hand. They actually made the announcement, I think, last Wednesday. So let's get right into it. So you can see on the front, it just has those awesome playing cards you remember from the Dark Knight, and it just says the Joker and this like red lipstick kind of like just scratched on there. And then you see the Dark Knight Batman logo and some just random ha 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 laughs. One thing new is you see this DC Comics collectible. It's like a little thing right at the top, something we haven't really seen before. So I'm not sure if this is going to be going forward with all of the NECA figures, but it is on this one. And over to the back, you can see some random pictures of the Joker. Now these pictures on the back are the 18-inch scale version, but there really isn't that much difference. There might be maybe some articulation differences, but I can't really say 100%. But yeah, these aren't the pictures of the 7-inch on the back. You can see a little bio about the Dark Knight movie, and then some just some NECA credits on the back. And again, there's really cool pictures, and you see like these newspaper clippings and just really good pictures, and of course the old pencil. If you guys remember the reference there for the pencil trick. So really good packaging on this. Now this is on that new window packaging that they're kind of doing more recently. You saw it with a lot of their video game figures, so we'll be seeing this on the DC figures from now on. You can see like the classic Joker smile logo drawn right there, and the same thing on this side. Alright, so here he is out of the packaging. This is a very cool figure, guys. Now before I get too into the details, I do want to say that I definitely heated up all the joints with a blow dryer. So I highly recommend that. I've heard a couple little things about breakages, so don't risk it. This is a really hard figure to get, and I really think this is going to be one of the most sought after ones. So yeah, definitely don't risk it. Just heat up the different joints, especially in the elbows and in the knees, and make sure all the joints are pushed in. The left arm on mine was just a little bit, it just needed a little bit of a nudge, so I pushed it in, and yeah, everything's going great. So, but yeah, let's get a close-up of that face. Alright, so here he is up close and personal. And man, I tell you, this head sculpt is just killer. No doubt this is my favorite head sculpt. Now, of course, it's not going to be as good as the Hot Toys, but it's definitely really close. I mean, there's so many different expressions of the Joker that even Hot Toys can't really capture, you know, in one figure every face that we like the Joker to have, but this is just such a good likeness of Heath Ledger. I mean, especially this angle, like this, the profile, I mean, you could just totally see Heath in that sculpt. Just really good job. The hair is done extremely well. You can see a lot of different hair, like color tones in here, green, brown, even a little bit of almost like a yellow in here in spots. I mean, it is just so well done. The hairline's really done well. I mean, just every angle of this guy just screams Heath Ledger Joker. So I'm really impressed. I like how you can kind of see his ear and side of the head kind of peeking out through the hair here rather than just a big lump of plastic. So they've done a really nice job with like the part and everything. But I'm really impressed by this. You can see he's got the no makeup on the neck and nice white face paint on there. I really like how they did this forehead. You can really see like where his forehead lines would have been like squished from doing his goofy faces, and the makeup's kind of worn off in there. So very nice realistic touch. And if you look at these lips, they really came out great. It almost looks like he's bleeding. He's got these, it's hard to capture on here, but he's got very shiny paint on the mouth. So again, very, very great head sculpt by NECA. Alright, so taking a look at the figure overall, definitely impressed with the sculpt on this. He's got this like a soft rubber overcoat, and it's really nice because the different materials are kind of connected. Even though it's looks like multiple layers, they are connected to the coat. So when you spread it apart, you can see that nice green vest and all the details in there. And he even has a real chain. So that's a really cool detail that's completely unexpected, and just shows you how much more quality these are than some of the other like Mattel and stuff like that. The actual back of the coat has this nice little lining, and it really looks real. Just when it hits the light, it just has a great look to it. Just really good details in here. Even the jacket has these little kind of pockets on the side that, again, I mean, it's unexpected, but they added it anyway. The jacket split on this one side, so it gives you a little bit more leg movement. Just so cool, like the little details in here. So getting into the articulation, basically have that same ball joint for the head that you would pretty much expect at this point from NECA figures. Full range of motion. Then of course you have the shoulder cut right here. You have the elbow, and then you also have swivel at the wrist. Can't really do that cuff, and it's probably because of the gloves on here, but he does have a nice swivel. There's a little bit of a swivel here at the waist, but no ab crunch. And then his legs can go out just a little bit. They can go forward, and they are cut at the knee, but they're very, very tight. And then the feet give you pretty good movement left to right. And there's a little bit of a pivot, not too much, probably just because of the way the pants are done. So pretty good articulation for him. The only weak point I'd say is the fact that I'm having a little bit of a hard time keeping him standing up, and it's probably because of these shoes that he's wearing. So I know I've recommended these stands before, but just in case you haven't watched my other reviews, I would definitely recommend the NECA stand. It's just a clear plastic disc with a peg on it. Even if you can get the Joker to stand up well on his own, I still wouldn't take the risk of knocking this guy over. Just because, like I said, he's very cool figure, not a very common one to find, and don't take the risk of this thing breaking. Anyway, getting into the accessories, he's going to come with 3 different accessories. The first one being this gun, and the bar does not come apart, even though it looks like it does, but it's a pretty cool gun. Definitely good detail on it. You can see different like holes in the actual end of the gun. So one we've definitely seen him wield before. The second gun is his primary pistol, and it's got the extended clip on it here. It's got that nice silver top to it. Again, very well detailed. And his third weapon, his most popular one, is his small knife, and it's like a switchblade. And I don't know if you could see it. There's even a little button here. It's very cool, and you can see like the slit in it. So a very famous knife, and they've captured it pretty well with such a small item to have very good paint on it. So impressive. Now, unlike the Michael Keaton Batman, you're not going to see a ton of different hands for the Joker or anything, but he should be able to hold everything pretty well. You can just go ahead and fit that knife right into his left hand here. And I'm not sure if he was left-handed, so that's kind of like one weird thing is, but I'd have to watch the movie again to really check it. But anyway, knife fits pretty well in there. And then into his right hand, which is his trigger finger, you can go ahead and put either weapon you want in here, and it fits pretty well. And there's his pistol. And then his final weapon, of course, is the machine gun. So his fingers, you can kind of move around a little bit. They're just like a rubber material, and you could fit his gun in there pretty good. And just like the other weapons, he seems to hold it very, very well. So you could just kind of turn the handle and just take it right out of his hand. Now, besides the accessories, you do get this one extra piece, and it's basically like a backdrop for the character. So if you want to take a couple pictures or you know, just kind of pose them with something besides white wall, you do have this really cool piece. And then you can see in here there's a bunch of like newspaper clippings, and they have like little faces drawn on them and whatever. So if you want, you can, you know, pose him with this awesome backdrop and give yourself some, you know, interesting pictures, like I said, instead of just like that white background or black background. Give you a little piece to display with your Joker figure. Alright, so let's do some comparisons. For the first comparison, here is the Heath Ledger NECA Joker next to the Batman the Animated Series Mark Hamill voiced Joker. And here's the NECA Heath Ledger Joker next to the Mattel Movie Masters Heath Ledger Joker. Now, this was the only Joker for a long time in this scale, but now we finally have something that looks more like him. And you could really see the differences, you know, when you see these guys up close. So huge, huge difference in quality. You know, still cool to have this one just in a 6-inch scale, just because you know, it's legitimately from the movie, and you know, a lot of us have memories of searching for this one. But when you see the sculpt comparisons, it just doesn't even compare to each other. And unfortunately, since the Movie Masters Christian Bale Batman's in a 6-inch scale, I probably wouldn't display these guys next to each other. And here he is next to a couple DC Collectibles figures. You can see the Batman from Arkham Origins and the Red Hood Jason Todd, which is actually a custom figure, but it's based off the New 52 version with a little bit different helmet. And you can find my review on here of that figure also. But yeah, these guys aren't, and these actually match up really well next to each other. And this is an awesome picture here. Here he is next to the NECA Michael Keaton Batman. And these guys are definitely in scale together. Heath Ledger's definitely taller than Michael Keaton. But either way, these guys look awesome next to each other. And just for one more NECA comparison, here he is next to the Albino Predator. And for the final comparison, here he is next to one of my favorite pieces in my collection, the Hot Toys Bank Robber Joker. And this is the version 1 figure. So you can definitely see a huge height difference. Now, a lot of you say, well, this one's so much better looking, but let's just think about this. $20, $300. So overall, I'm definitely happy with this figure. I wasn't really sure if it was going to happen, but ever since they revealed the Michael Keaton Batman, I've kind of set my bar a little bit higher for NECA, just because you know, they've been known to do some miracles now. But this figure is just so impressive. They've really you know, captured a lot of details in that 18-inch figure, and just to see it, you know, kind of shrunken down to the 7-inch scale that we all know and love is just, it's just awesome. The one thing, like I said before, that I would definitely watch out for is breakages. I didn't have any breakages on mine, but you just have to be very careful, and you know, they definitely put these figures out pretty quick, and you know, just heat up the joints a little bit. Make sure you got it, you know, not on fire. Just make sure you can actually just kind of bend the joints around a couple times and just, you know, get it to where it's moving on pretty well. But yeah, besides that, I would definitely recommend this figure. You could find it in Toys R Us, in-store only. You cannot buy this online at Toys R Us, and you can also get them on Warner Brothers eBay store. When I went to Toys R Us, I didn't have to buy the DVD with it. It was $20 for this figure, but if you buy a DVD, you get the set for $30. So it is a promotional figure anyway, but it looks like Toys R Us is really not making you buy the DVD, which is pretty cool because I have so many. But yeah, I would definitely highly recommend this. Like I said, thanks for watching my review. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe.